on physical and digital interface and AI foundation, right? Before that, I do want to try the following. If I ask a question now, can any of you come up here, offer a 2-minute summary of what the panel just said? It's a joke, right? I mean, I wouldn't punch you at this, right? Right. But I do think many of people just wake up. Wow, it's great, right? From the cognitive intensity, listening, you consume, I don't know, 5% of the brain. But if I ask you to speak, you should have the cognitive intensity right away on this, right? So we'll keep the pressure on. At some point, we'll point us view to offer a summary. But without even being a public statement, just ask yourself. Let me give everybody 1 minute. I will be quiet down. Just reflect on what we listened. Right? Literally, let's give 1 minute. Just think about what we just listened. Yeah, hopefully that's a useful exercise for everyone. Actually, at MIT, in my class, actually, I leave the last 5 minutes of the lecture to be a quiet period. You cannot leave the classroom, but I don't say anything. You just sit there and think. Right? It turns out you can digest the 1.5 lecture much, much more effectively. This, right? So I try to give 1 minute each for each of the sessions. For example, I try to remember this difference between influence and interest, the difference between the combination of embodiment and autonomy, the difference between misuse of AI versus misuse of AI, the idea of a human in the loop. So I try to put some notes and try to remember this. I encourage everyone to do the exercise. Okay, so let's move on to the next session here. On the physical and the digital interface. But I try to, before, to put it in the context of what I mean by 3 themes and 7 projects, right? This is the first theme. We really offer AI foundation at the inner core, and then look at from one side, the perception side, the sensing side, the other side is the execution and the actuation side of things, right? Within this, there are 3 projects. The first one is towards immersive workplace. The second one is on intuitive interface between human and machine learning. And the third one is the foundation, how to develop energy efficient and data efficient machine learning models here, right? So actually, Archon helped me to prepare something that try to really link the 3 together. The first one is we think this transversal capacity across domains, right? We do engage many of our local partners, talk about concrete application in Synergy Marine, in Mandaki, in Changi Airport. But as a scientific project, we really emphasize the universality here, right? So these can be thought about in this human robotic co-working context. That's the first class we talk about. But also in the education and the training context, where the next panel will talk about. Another broader thought is really try to look at both for this to be globally competitive, but also locally relative. That's another way of putting this as we use this user-inspired research, but we do want to elevate to a higher level of abstraction here, right? But then, of course, complement with the local agencies, like with the support of the National Robotic Program, Professor Tombong Kwak is here, and with the Skills Future Singapore to be relevant to the context, right?